Hola, hola. Bienvenidos a Esperanza Vence, donde la esperanza vence. Welcome to Esperanza Vence, where hope wins. Holy moly, I have been feeling this Morgan-Greer Tarot deck. I mean, ever since it came to me, I just love the imagery and I'm using it yet again. I'm just feeling it, you know? That Capricorn new moon, I used this deck in a ceremony that we did, and just the colors and the beautiful imagery has really been speaking to me lately. So if you want me to use a new deck, then buy me one or gift me one. How's everybody doing out there in internet landia? I'm doing all right. I just had family Christmas here last night. Better late than never, you know. Happy New Year, new Gregorian calendar New Year to everybody. Happy 2023, if that means something to you. Today I'm going to be pulling in the energies of this upcoming Cancer full moon, which is happening on January 6th, middle of the night where I live. I think it happens right around 11 or 12 Greenwich Mean Time, so you can adjust yourselves, but it's right around January 6th. What are some themes that the zodiac sign of Cancer embodies? Well, Cancer is my ascendant sign, so that's pretty much how I express in life, so I can tell you all about it. It's a sign that, oh, these popped out. Let's see what they were all trying to tell us. Oh, cool. 10 of Cups upright. That's a card of happiness, wish fulfillment, having a beautiful partnership with somebody, everlasting love, seeing the rainbow after the rain. It's a card of emotional stability and an emotional pinnacle in life. 9 of Swords, that's a card of like being up all night with your thoughts and letting your thoughts just run around. And 10 of Wands reversed means that a burden's about to be put down. So seems to me that like if we've been feeling a lot of burden and our thoughts have been racing and we're not really sure which way to go with things, and we feel bound by our thoughts or bound by information that's coming in and we just can't do much about it, it looks like this burden's about to be released pretty soon, and we can look forward to some emotional fulfillment, love in our lives, and partnership. It's a beautiful version of this card. I'll keep shuffling and talking about Cancer energies. Cancer is represented by the sign of the crab in the zodiac. It is a sign that has to do with, you know, sometimes when you have Cancer ascendant or strong Cancer energies in your zodiac chart, you can be like me. You can be a little bit hard on the outside, but that's just because you're trying to protect your soft insides. That's just because you're, as Ramblin' Mike would say, ooey gooey, soft and chewy on the inside, and you scuttle around back and forth trying to, you know, if somebody comes too close or if somebody threatens that softness inside of you, you know, you have your pinchers ready and you're ready to go. You know, Cancers can be very fierce. And they can snap pretty painfully if you dare to poke at them. But generally speaking, if you don't poke at a Cancer, crabs are very loyal, and they're loyal to the group, almost to a fault. You know, we've all heard about crabs in a bucket. You know, nobody can strive. Everybody's got to stay together. Everybody's got to stay home together. Cancer is the sign that has to do with motherhood, maternal instinct, making a happy, healthy home. And Cancer is a sign that's opposite of Capricorn. So if you think about it, you know, like I have my first house in Cancer and my 7th house of partnerships is in Capricorn. So it's like my time in this life, the times when I feel the happiest is when I'm at home doing like quote unquote housewifey things, you know, not in a misogynistic way, but just because that's like how I like to be. Like I like to be at home. I like to be cooking and cleaning and comfy. And since it's, you know, kind of cold where I live in Wisconsin, and the weather outside is frightful sometimes, you know, so I'm thinking here, let's light our candles, let's get toasty, you know. My cousin gave me that candle last night. I think it's so beautiful. It's got the little mushroom on there and all the little woodland creatures, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna use that in my tarot video tomorrow. But Cancer energy has to do with having a safe, warm, healthy, happy home life, so that the go-getters in the household, the ones that are making that money, making that skrill, like going out and achieving and climbing the mountain and being the Capricorn goat, you know, you're providing a safe space for them to come home and land. You're providing them comfort. You're giving them a back rub when they come home from all their hard work. And you're cooking and cleaning and making sure that everybody in the household is safe and feels protected, yourself included. Before I get too deep, I would just like to give out a huge thank you to everybody who has helped my business grow in 2022. It's been a wonderful year for me, and I really appreciate your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. It really helps the YouTube algorithm know to share my video with people that are equally as weird as us and who would tune into this type of stuff. I have a TikTok, and you can find all that information on the about page of this channel. I have an Instagram that, you know, I don't have a lot of followers or anything. I don't really advertise that much. So if you see these videos and you want to support my work, I really appreciate it. You know, even if you don't want a tarot reading, you can still drop me a, you know, a Cash App or a Venmo or whatever, and the information's all below. If you do want a reading, I'd even prefer that because it helps me to keep my craft fresh when I'm doing readings. I've booked quite a few parties already, and we have some parties coming into the new year here. I'm going to do an in-bulk ceremony, and there's a birthday party coming up that I'm excited to do. I've been doing readings at a kind of like a crystal rock shop, like esoteric, earthy shop locally. So if you're local around the southeastern Wisconsin area and you would like to get a reading from me in person, we can do it at that shop. There's information about that on my Facebook page. You kind of have to be local to know about that, so hit me up on Facebook and I'll see, you know, what we can do about getting you in. They take appointments right there at the shop, so you got to call the shop directly, make an appointment. And cash is preferred, of course. Cash is always queen, as we say, in this 3D reality where we exist. But yeah, I do appreciate, I can do a 40-minute reading via Zoom if you're not local, or even if you are local and you just don't want to leave the house, because I get it. I'm a Cancer ascendant. I hate leaving the house. It's so funny though, because my friend was telling me the other day, she's like, for as much of a hermit as you claim to want to be, she's like, you do a lot of stuff. And so yeah, I mean, I do get social here and there, but I don't like it. No, I'm just kidding. I love it. I love people, and I love love, and I love being a part of a community. That said, my bed is the best place to be, with a warm belly and a, you know, full belly, and just snuggling. It's my favorite. And so with this Cancer full moon coming up on the 6th of January, let's pull in some of that toasty, warm, snuggly, safe, emotionally available energy and see what this moon wants to say to us. I'm going to pull a 10-card Celtic cross. This video is going to give you an idea of what it would be like to get a 40-minute reading from me via Zoom. What I do is the first 5 to 10 minutes, we kind of tune into the cards, we shuffle the deck. You know, you tune into however you do spiritually. I'll do the same on my end. And whenever we're ready, you tell me, and I will throw the cards and see what they have to say to us about your question or your energies that are surrounding you. I do ask clients not to let me know what they're asking. I just translate the cards. And then at the end, we talk a little bit more to get some confirmation on what it is that we were actually asking about. But I find that it keeps me unbiased when I don't know anything about you, or I don't know anything about what you're asking. I feel like the message just comes through crystal clear through the cards. And I just hope that I can help in any way. If you need a little extra guidance, or you just want something to supplement the intuition that you already know you have, hit me up. All my information's down below. Just click. It's super easy. You just make an appointment via my calendar, and I get back to you right away. Thanks a lot for your interest, and thanks for tuning into this full moon in Cancer with me. I'm really looking forward to this full moon because it's my full moon, and it marks the halfway point between my new moon, when I started doing some new things, and now. So I'm curious to see what the moon has to tell us about our emotional progress since July. Cancer full moon. Cancer full moon. Cancer full moon. What does this moon want to tell us? Anybody that's tuning into this video right now, what's this moon have to say to us to help us tune into our highest vibration of love and intuition and free will, which we will use in the healthiest way available? All the love, all the love, all the love. Tarot, tried and true. What's it say? How do it do? Help me say what I can see. Tarot, talk to me. Cancer full moon. Thank you for playing with me. Here we go. This is us. This is what's crossing us. This is in the near past. This is in the near future. This is in our conscious awareness. This is in our subconscious awareness. This is how we see ourselves in the situation. This is how others see us in the situation. These are our hopes and fears. And this is the likely outcome. Cancer full moon. What's it say? How do it do? We are the Page of Pentacles. We are being crossed by the Ten of Pentacles. In our near past, King of Cups reversed. Near future, the Magician reversed. Conscious awareness, the Sun reversed. Subconscious awareness, Two of Wands reversed. How we see ourselves during this full moon in Cancer, Eight of Cups. How others see us in the situation, the Fool reversed. Awesome. Awesome, not awesome. Our hopes and fears, the Hermit. And the likely outcome, the World reversed. All right. Well, right away, what I'm getting off of this reading is that we need to let go of forcing our will onto situations. I have quite a few major arcanas here in this reading, about almost half the reading. Let's see, we got the Sun, the Magician, the Fool, the Hermit, and the World. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So half of this reading is major arcana cards, and major arcana cards carry more weight in a reading. So I'm just gonna really want to focus on those energies a lot here, even though each has its own place and its own position, and each position in the Celtic cross is equally meaningful. Major arcana cards carry a lot more depth and power throughout the reading. So those are the heaviest vibrations in this reading. And right away, I'm noticing that I have the Sun reversed and the Magician reversed. And those are cards of ego being expressed. We need to get a better handle on the way that we express our own ego. We need to be better listeners. We need to create a safe space for ourselves, but we also need to create a safe space for others to be able to express themselves as well. the way that other people see us in the situation, the full reversed, you know. I mean, people might just see us as being ridiculous at this point. We might be overdoing it in some way, shape, or form. So let's just get through how the story goes. Who are we? The querent, the first card in this reading. We're Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles is a card that is an earth sign. It's usually going to be a Virgo, a Taurus, a Capricorn. This is someone who either has that astrological sun sign or ascendant, or somebody that has a strong earth energy in their chart. So this is someone that's just embarking on a phase of being in control of their own finances, of their own stability, of their own ability to express themselves physically here on earth. So this is someone who's just starting off an adventure, maybe just making some money of their own or handling their finances in a positive way. Page of Pentacles is also a person that is offering themselves. This is a new offer. This is a start of something. So if this isn't us as a person, this is like a youthful energy of new beginnings as far as finances or becoming grounded is concerned. And during this Capricorn sun, you know, we're all kind of feeling that earthy energy because Capricorn is basically ruling our egos right now. Crossing us as a challenge is Ten of Pentacles. So Ten of Pentacles is a card of generational wealth. This is a card of a couple, a happy married couple that has built something together. And as a challenge, it could be that like either our family is creating some challenges for us in terms of us being able to break out on our own and have our own financial stability, or maybe we're reaching challenges and being able to pair up with somebody else and have that sort of generational future that we're looking forward to, having a relationship with someone else, like building a marriage, building a home together, you know, building what I was talking about with that Cancer full moon of having just the safe and healthy and happy home, so that whoever has to go out and earn the income, be it the one person in the relationship, two people in the relationship, three people, four people, however many people are in the relationship that need to go out and make their money, that they can come back and feel safe and healthy at home. So this is a challenge because either throughout the years or throughout the generations, the stability is blocking our ability to come out and get that new start handled on our own. Or either that, or maybe we lack this sort of comfort. We might feel that this is a challenge because we don't have that in our family. You know, not everybody comes from a family who, you know, has been stable throughout the years. A lot of people come from families of generational poverty or generational, you know, emotional instability, you know. And that can present as a challenge when you're trying to, you know, establish yourself and then pair up with another person to create something within the community. In our near past, it's the King of Cups reversed. King of Cups is going to be in the upright, like a water sign, a Scorpio, a Cancer, or a Pisces. This is somebody that's generally very much balanced within their emotions. They're in tune with their emotions. They're able to express their emotions in a healthy way. And in the near past, I'd say within the past couple of lunation cycles, so say since November or so, we've been dealing with someone who is not very good at expressing themselves emotionally. They might be going through a turbulent time. It's winter time where I live, so a lot of people go through that seasonal depression. There's not enough sunshine for them, and people aren't taking their vitamin D appropriately. It happens to the best of us. We're not getting outside as much as we should be, and we're dealing with a person in the near past who was going through a period of emotional instability, and they weren't able to express themselves emotionally in a way that was easily understood. We are also going through a time astrologically of Mars retrograde, Mercury retrograde. I believe Uranus is even retrograde. Like, we're going through this cycle of being misunderstood emotionally, psychologically, and otherwise. We're going through a frustration of not being able to move forward necessarily. Maybe at the end of the month, a couple of weeks after this lunation, after this full moon in Cancer, we might start to see the glimmers of things sort of coming through. The moon is illuminating, so during this full moon, we might be illuminated in this process And then within the next 2 weeks, we might watch something unfold that could bring us to greater emotional clarity. In the near future, however, we have the Magician reversed here. And like I said, these major arcana cards hold a lot of weight in the reading. A Magician upright is somebody that has all the tools at their disposal. They have the sword, they have the pentacle, they have the cup, they have the wand, and they have their own special wand that connects them as a conduit between the earth and the heavens. This infinity symbol, it's just like the consistent and constant flow of energy from realms unseen to realms seen to the earth. You know, this is being connected to your Pisces self, your 12th house ruler. My 12th house is in Gemini, so Mars has been retrograde in Gemini recently, and I've had to do a lot of inward work about the way that I do communicate, and if that's coming across. And the way that I've been communicating the past month or two has been, I'm pretty sure, pretty misunderstood. So sometimes I just don't want to communicate at all, because I feel like everything I say, like, nobody's going to understand what I'm saying anyway. You know, it's really frustrating. With the Magician reverse in the near future, I mean, I just feel like we might be exerting our own will onto situations, or even borderline narcissism in certain situations where it's like we want to get our way, and we need to be a little bit more open to other people's ways of being. We need to understand that if we are going to partner up and have these long-lasting partnerships, that we need to give space for our ego to be set aside and let God do God's work. You know, we might be getting what we want, we might be exerting ourselves on the situation, but it's icky. Like, I don't like this energy. This is icky energy. This is narcissistic energy. This is strong male energy, and maybe we need to get more in tune with our own divine feminine energy, especially since this is a Cancer full moon, and Cancer is very feminine, motherly, divine, maternal energy. And with this Magician reversed coming up here in the near future, you know, we might be moving too fast. Mars is about to go direct on January 12th, which means that our actions and our Martian ways of like aggressively moving forward or being athletic or pushing things to happen, we might just be taking that a little bit to the streets right now, and we might just need to like hold back and chill a little bit and let things be. So I would be careful, anybody that's watching this video, to just sort of like keep the ego in check and try to take this Magician energy and pull it inward, make this more of an internal process, make the magic happen from the inside. And when the magic happens from the inside, it will naturally fall into place in the outer world as well. In our conscious energy, we have the Sun reversed. Again, this is a card of ego. In this Sun card, it's interesting because it shows a pair. It's usually depicted by a young child on the back of a horse, like riding around with the sunflowers, just naked as a jaybird, enjoying their full naked childlike ego to be just held in the sun, and they don't give a shit what anybody thinks. In this Sun card, we see a pair, and I really like that it highlights the fact that having a healthy ego, when you have a healthy ego, you know, you can pair up with somebody else who also has a healthy ego. But with the Sun in reverse, especially with the Magician in reverse, I'm concerned with, again, ego exertion. And this is in the conscious energy. So, you know, maybe this reading is for, I always say this, but maybe this reading is a little bit personal, but I am reading for the moon, and I hope that anybody tuning in can also relate to what I'm saying. But I do consciously have this issue right now where I'm worried about my ego exerting itself onto situations instead of me just like hanging back and letting God do the work. I definitely have some work to do internally on my own ego to be able to feel confident and healthy out there in the world, but it's a fine balance between feeling confident and healthy and protecting my home and my hearth and my heart and my space, but then also being able to allow others to mirror that back to me. You know what I mean? If I don't give somebody else the space to be able to just exist how they exist too, like how can I have that twin? How can I have that balance, you know? In our subconscious energy, we have the Two of Wands reversed. Two of Wands upright is a card of somebody who has the world in their hands, and they're looking out onto the horizon over what they've already built, and they know that they've already built something that's worthwhile creatively. Wands always represent fire energy, creativity, any type of spark that ignites a creative process. And with the Two of Wands in reversed, I think that there's just a little bit of lack of confidence again. You know, it's a lack of confidence in your own creative abilities, and it's a lack of confidence with the fact that you already have what you need available at your disposal. You already have the world in your hands, and you can already manifest what you need to do, but subconsciously there might be some fear involved in the ability to actually make that happen in the real world. The way we see ourselves in the situation is the Eight of Cups upright. I do like this card in a reading because it's walking away from a painful situation. It's walking away from the past. Your path is only lit by the light of the moon, and it looks like it might be kind of a rocky path, but you know where you're not going anymore. You know you're not doing that bullshit anymore. So even if you do have these ego issues and some fear about your own creativity, and if you're not able to express yourself emotionally appropriately, and you do have some issues relating to just being able to pair up and have a healthy relationship, or you might be exerting your will in a way that could be borderline negative, at least you are aware of this within yourself, and at least emotionally speaking, you are moving towards doing the right thing. You're walking away from, and these cups might be full, these cups might be empty, but you just know that you're walking away from this process. You're not really sure where you're going and what you're doing, but at least you're walking away from a process that's not working for you anymore. How other people see us in this situation is the Fool reversed. The Fool upright is a person who's just starting out on a new journey. It's a fresh energy. It's an energy of innocence as represented by this white rose. The Fool is not bringing very much on their journey. They just have a feather in their cap, a little knapsack. They got the laurel or olive branches, on their head. It's a peaceful energy. It's a sunny energy, The dog is kind of like their faithful counterpart, kind of warning them, hey man, you might jump off the cliff here. Or in the reverse, people just might think that we're acting a fool. They might think we're being stupid, we might be being stupid. We might have said something wrong or done something wrong, or we might be making mistakes currently, but we're on our path. And if this is how other people see us, or if this is what the environment dictates right now, I wouldn't be surprised. Mercury's retrograde, like I said, Mars is retrograde. I don't think that any of us are going to get a whole lot of clarity on the way things are going until maybe, February, March, then we might start to get some traction and get moving forward in our lives again, especially these past few years have been really interesting for a lot of people, but the Fool reversed, it's just, how other people see you or what your environment dictates is that other people might see you as just being foolish. I mean, maybe your creative endeavors, maybe the reason why subconsciously you have a little bit of fear regarding that is because you're afraid that you do look stupid to other people, and maybe you do. But you're doing what you're doing, and we're here, and we're just doing what we're doing, and we're putting out our stuff, and if people resonate with it, they do, and if they think you're foolish, they think you're foolish. I mean, at least you're trying your best to walk away from painful situations and do the best that you can to take care of yourself and take care of your root chakra energy, and to be in tune with your own intuition. And I mean, really, that's the best you can do. Fuck the haters, eh? Your hopes and fears, our hopes and fears in this situation is the Hermit. And that's kind of funny because I was just talking about that in the intro to this video, how I love being a hermit. At the same time, I am afraid of isolating myself too much to the point that I might never have, a one-on-one close relationship with somebody, or, I still have dreams of being someone's honey, or being married, or God forbid, raising children, having a family of my own. And being a hermit, you do gain that inner enlightenment. But look how old this guy is. And it's taken him a really long time to gain that knowledge and gain that enlightenment. And he's been alone up in these mountains for a really long time. So we could both hope for the enlightenment, but we could also fear the loneliness that involves. We could fear the fact that there's a lot of people on planet Earth that are not meant for partnerships. There's a lot of people on planet Earth that are meant for a more spiritual path and more spiritual journey. And I personally hope and fear that I am that person. Like, I hope that I'm a person that can bring a little bit of spiritual enlightenment into myself and into this, and shine my light out into this world. But when he's shining this light out, I mean, who's there to see it? Who's there to be helped by this? You know, this is a very solitary journey. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but it's just that it might contradict, you know, if you want this Ten of Pentacles life, you know, this is not going to be doing it. You know what I mean? So that's our inner hopes and fears position. And the likely outcome is the World reverse. The World's always a positive card, but the World's a way more positive upright. The World is a card of completion. It has the, you know, the Taurus, the Leo, the Scorpio, and the Aquarius, all represented here. The fixed signs of the zodiac. And then, you know, she's dancing a victory dance within the laurel leaves here, which just represents being on top of the world, like having a sense of completion, having a sense of, you know, you've gone through the other 77 archetypes of the tarot, the Fool, on your journey, you know, and you've gone through all those other phases of life, and now you've reached the top. The World reverse just means that, okay, you're almost reaching this goal, but there's still some rework that needs to be done before you're actually at the top of your game. You know, there's obviously just a lot of like emotional and ego stuff that needs to be worked out, you know, before reaching the pinnacle of this journey. So if you're working on yourself, keep going. You know, this is a card that says keep going, keep going. Like you're this close. Keep going, keep going. You might have made some mistakes. You might look stupid in front of other people, but that's all right. I mean, looking stupid and being stupid are not the same thing. You know, you know that you're going to follow your path, even if it's painful, but you're leaving behind what you no longer need, and you're trusting your intuition and you're going on your path. You might need to have a little bit more confidence creatively. And, you know, we just might want to watch how we exert ourselves onto situations or onto other people or onto our projects. You know, we are each individuals, and a lot of us do gain our enlightenment from within. But at the same time, we're part of a community, you know, and if we want to reach the goals that we say that we have, we need to keep going and we need to keep working. And, you know, it's Capricorn season. You work and then you work harder. You know, you think you're done with the day, but you give it an extra hour. You have to. No one's going to do it for you. And, you know, this Cancer full moon is going to be a time to where we need to be really in touch with our own needs. And we need to be in touch with our own sense of warmth and safety. And anybody that's going to do anything in the world needs to have a happy and healthy home life to come from. And not all of us have that. We need to be kind and gentle with ourselves, because if we're not kind and gentle with ourselves, how could we possibly be kind and gentle with other people? I love you very much. Thank you for tuning into this Cancer full moon energy with me. If you would like a personal tarot reading to where I could get a little bit deeper even into your own astrological chart or into the astrologies that are happening for you personally, or if you have a question or a concern or just something that's been on your mind, or if you have nothing on your mind. I did a reading for a guy last week. He's a farmer. Cool guy. He has zero interest in tarot, and he totally booked a reading with me just to sort of open his mind a little bit and try something different and see if he could tune into his intuition. I am here to facilitate your journey and getting in touch with your own free will and intuition. That's pretty much my tagline, is thank you for fine-tuning your free will and intuition with me. And if I can sort of spark that off within you in your process and give you some images to work with, to where you can sort of tune into what you need to tune into and then act appropriately in your reality, I would love to do that for you. So hit me up at esperanzavence.com. Again, all the links are below, and my calendar. I have some spaces open in January. February's filling up pretty quick. And I will see you in a couple of weeks when we do the new moon in Aquarius video. I might throw out a few love tarot cards between now and then. We'll see what happens. I love you very much. Thank you very much for tuning in. Have a great full moon in Cancer, and I'll see you next time.